Hello comrades, my name is Fritz and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. We are here in orbit around Kerbin with Jebediah Kerbin with our new orbital spacecraft and watching the sun elegantly and gracefully set behind the giant shimmering orb that is his home. You can see here that I've actually unlocked new parts in the career mode tech tree. The moon is staring down at us challengingly. We shall of course be venturing out there shortly. Including the LV-909 engine, the mystery goo canister, these batteries, and the materials bay along with the two radially mounted parachutes. Now, our original contract was to get into orbit around Kerbin and recover some data. There's the tab there, I'm going to bring that up. And it would probably help if I read the description, but we do get 25 science if we recover the stuff. So, material study in space near Kerbin. So the microgravity has affected the growth of crystalline structures. Loose objects are flying around the bay in a very messy but fascinating manner. Okay, keep that data. And mystery goo observation. Let's do some science. The goo seemed to have clumped into a sphere. And it's also quite brittle. 2.3 science. I did do a mystery goo sample when I went into orbit prior to this, although that was more an accidental orbit than anything else, but we'll gloss over that. The Kerbin World First Records Agency doesn't have to know about that. Now I'd like to land at KSC during the light time, because then I can get a better sort of idea of where my landing site is, because the closer I am to KSC, the more valuable the science is, effectively. I think, although that's the impression that I get, that's what I'm led to believe, but we can also do an EVA report, because the last time I was up here I did an EVA report over Kerbin's water. That only gave me a certain amount of science, and okay, I recorded the observation of the situation over Kerbin's highlands. So yeah, we are beginning here in medias res, in orbit. Not too sure what else to do here. These episodes are becoming slightly unplanned and more impromptu, as it were, because this is a slightly kind of odd way of playing the game with this career mode system. I don't really have a plan of any sorts, and I've just completely messed up this entire operation. It all really depends on where our funds and amount of science takes us, really. That dictates what goes on in each episode. Now, I will be playing the game in between episodes because I want to unlock enough parts to be able to go to the moon with. Now, Scott Manley, another big Kerbal Space Program LP, did a video where he unlocked the entirety of the tech tree in a mere 2 missions, and I've had about 20 or 30 missions, 20 or 30 attempts at doing one thing even in some cases, so he's a pretty advanced player of KSP. I mean, I've mastered all the basics. But you know, he actually knows his stuff, knows what he's doing, so with all due respect, Scott Manley, you're not playing the game properly, you're just showing off. But I'm just time warping now until I get to my deorbit burn site. General rule of thumb is that you should probably do your deorbit burn when you're roughly over the desert biome, which means you get a long enough ballistic trajectory to actually hit the ground as near to KSP as possible. And I've just been doing some time warping here, and then I went into the space center and then time warped until it was daytime, and then I came back up here and commentating live still, and here we are, once again, ready to do our deorbit burn. Point to the retrograde, and lock it in with the SAS. Throttle all the way up, give it the beans, let's see what this baby can do. Our periapsis is diminishing rapidly. We must be within the atmosphere, so we are going to make it home. We should aim for that island there, I think. This is a small rocket, however, so if you want to hit the KSP facility, you want to aim for about there, or somewhere kind of just after this archipelago. I think if you... the archipelago that's near the abandoned airfield. I don't think you've actually seen that airfield, but there's a little archipelago just off the coast. 19 kilometers or so, 20 kilometers off the coast, and I think that's a good area to aim in, this kind of bay or peninsula. Becomes a good kind of dartboard, if you like. And I think that's just about enough. There we go. Jebediah is on a free fall, homeward bound. And we can obviously just time warp along here. You can't actually see the KST facility just yet. It should be visible. However, this game becomes like Minecraft occasionally when you're on the edge of the world, when the chunks suddenly generate and you'll find that you're walking on the edge of a cliff. And it's the peninsula bit is starting to appear, and it's getting quite laggy in the process, just like Minecraft in fact. And once it fully loads, you'll see just how close or how far away we are. There it is. The KSP facility is just spawned in. We are doing almost 2,000 meters per second. And here comes the lovely fireworks display of re-entry. Jebediah Kerbal is remaining cool under the intense heat of the situation, if you pardon the pun. But I think the spaceship will indeed make it home in one piece. I'm still waiting for Squad 2. There's the abandoned airfield. We should land about there where my mouse cursor is. Squad should really implement damage effects from re-entry. Like, I'm just stupidly hurling this craft into the atmosphere with no regard for its safety. And we're surviving. So that's something they really should think about doing. I mean, they've done a good job on this update, but you know, they really should think about doing something else. Other than updating the user interface, I think people will enjoy the game a lot more if they concentrate on smaller details like this, and there go the parachutes. Deployed, because I don't want to travel too far away from Kerbal. That's the launch pad. Tracking station, yep, nothing has been wiped out with a freak nuclear explosion, we're okay. And Jeb seems happy. 500 meters per second. Half a kilometer per second. So it just gives you a sense of how fast we are going. 3 parachutes this time. I was going to add a decoupler above those batteries, but our contract has been fulfilled. We are about to recover it in a minute or so. So 2 parachutes will ensure that the materials bay won't get damaged on the descent. Which is what we're doing now, so hopefully all goes to plan. I can see the coastal shelf there. 2 kilometers up. And I guess we can just wait here now. 900 meters, 800 meters, 700 meters. I'm going to wait to throttle up so that just to recover as many parts as I possibly can before we recover the vessel, because obviously we get some return on our investment when we recover certain components. I can't be bothered to wait 500 meters and several minutes, so I'm just time warping here. I never ever bother to wait for those meters to tick down. And we can probably up the throttle a little bit. 5 meters per second. That's still a bit too fast. You can see where the smoke is hitting the water. 24. We should be fine at this speed. And there we go. Odyssey is back. Jebediah Kerbal is home, safe and sound. And here we are back at the Space Center. Our reputationometer has gone up 57.7 science. And we did the EVA report and 38 science. And all of this stuff we got back, including some liquid fuel oxidizer and monopropellant, in fact. And there are those rechargeable battery packs, and 120,000. Considering we started with 10,000, I think personally it's quite impressive. And, well, we were 11.7 kilometers off target. And we can go off to the research and development facilities to see what we can unlock. Now all of these sciencey stuff is along the bottom of the tech tree, so you want to go there first. And we don't need batteries just to research that. Oh, we don't have enough science. Control services are important along with the SAS modules. And size 2 parts along with... And... fuel lines. They will also be very useful, especially when we're going to be travelling further and farther afield. Control surfaces, they're important. I'm going to need those to build bigger rockets, so let's go ahead and research that. What's after this? These are very important. Inline reaction wheels and better unmanned tech will get us even further. Now off to the mission control building where we can find a new mission. All of these things are tests, like test the basic jet engine, that's not... This new career mode makes sure that you unlock all of the stuff that you should, like the jet engines, which I never bothered to unlock in the previous updates. And, rescue Causey Kerman from Kerbal. So he's stuck in orbit somehow. And so this involves an orbital rendezvous. Not too sure whether I'm going to be able to do such a long duration flight like that. I don't know. So he obviously dies in 1 day, 5 hours, 33 minutes and 31 seconds. Rocket Max 487S, I think that's the monopropellant engine. The new monopropellant engine that's been added. On escape trajectory out of Kerbal, okay. Decoupler. Stability enhancer. I think we can jump the gun here and go ahead and explore the moon. It is a tall order and the prestige is exceptional. Obviously these shorter episodes are setting us up for a much longer moon mission, so I hope you enjoyed the start of the career mode series. My name is Fritz, please do like, comment and subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you next time on Kerbal's Space Program.